Welcome back, everyone, to Black and White Life Coaching. It is Sunday evening, and we are back for another video. I hope you had a great weekend, and I look forward to chatting with you all tonight. We're going to talk about overcoming worry. So don't worry, be happy. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And I want to thank all of you for checking out the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click the bell icon in the bottom there so you're notified of future videos that are going to be released. But tonight we're going to talk about overcoming worry. Don't worry, be happy now. And the old Bobby Farron, I think, was the guy that's saying, "Don't worry, be happy." So that's what the video is about this evening. And thanks so much. I want to encourage you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends, family, coworkers. And we would love to have more subscribers to the channel so we can cover more content and more tips, tools, and techniques from a life coach perspective to you, and would love to have more subscribers. So, and also at the end of this video, don't forget to check out the black and white playlist. It'll be in the upper right hand corner at the very end of the video. So check out that. There's a lot of videos in there. But let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to talk about overcoming worry tonight. And first of all, I want to let you know that the points that I'm going to cover in tonight's video, they are going to be available to you in the video description below. And in the description, there will be a Google Doc in there, a worksheet. If you click on the Google Doc link, it will take you to a free worksheet that will have the points I'm going to cover tonight laid out in a worksheet format. And you can kind of ask the questions and answer the questions and go through that exercise, that worksheet, that template to help you overcome worrying about stuff. Okay. Because in the end, it's all just stuff. Okay. Don't worry, be happy. All right. So check out that link at the end of the video. I'm going to cover these points at the end of the video. Just check out the link in the description. It'll take you to the Google Doc, and there you'll find a tool, a worksheet to help you kind of walk yourself through the process of overcoming worry. Okay, let's get started. The first thing is, when it comes to worry, is we have to identify why it's a worry. Why, what are we worrying about specifically, and why that thing is could be catastrophic. Okay, could be really scary and really negative. Okay, so the first thing is identifying what are you worried about. What is the thing that you're worried about? Identify that. It may be more than one thing, but identify your worries and acknowledge what they are and give them a name, and first just identify what they are. Okay, that's the first step. The second step in the process is to ask yourself, how terrible, on a scale of 0% to 100%, or on a scale from 1 to 10, how terrible is this thing that you're worrying about? And give it a number. 10 being catastrophic, 1, I'm kind of worried about it, I'm kind of concerned, but not that big a deal. Okay, and so go ahead and rate the level of terribleness. That's not a word. How terrible is your worry? Okay, and go ahead and rate that on 1 to 10, or 10% to 100%. But it's important to identify the extent or the degree that your worry could, cause havoc or be catastrophic. Okay, so do that. The third thing is, we want to look at how likely is what you're worrying about. How likely is it to actually happen? Okay. Um, has there been things in the past that have happened similar to what you're worrying about currently? And if so, how did you handle the things in the past that were similar? How did you handle it? How did you get through it? Obviously, you got through it because you're here now, and this is a past worry. So, how did you handle it in the past? Is there anything you did in the past that you could possibly use as a tool or a technique to help you overcome your current thing that you're worried about? Okay. But identify to yourself, how likely is this to really happen? Once again, you can put it on a scale from 1 to 10. Um, just kind of gauge the significance and really how important is it? Is it a super high priority, or I'm kind of concerned about this, but it's not that big a deal. But it's good to identify the level. Okay, so identify what the worry is as a little a mid video recap. Identify what the worry is, how catastrophic is it or not. Rate it on how terrible it is, and how likely, number three, how likely is it to actually happen? Okay. Once you've done those three things in the worksheet that I've given to you in the link in the description, then we want to move on to the next step in this process to overcome worry. And that is, what is the worst that could happen? What is the worst case scenario? Okay. The worst thing that could happen. And if the worst did happen, how about we think proactively and think ahead of time how we would address a worst case scenario? What things can we put in place ahead of time to address, manage, and handle a worst case scenario? So ask yourself that question. These are all questions, basically. What is my worry? How terrible is my worry? How likely is it to happen? Is another question. And the fourth one is, what is the worst that could happen if your worry or the thing you're concerned about, if it actually did happen? Another question. So answer that question and come up with preemptive or um, proactive proactive solutions or possible tools and things you could do to kind of get ahead of it. Okay. We'll go to the next one. Number 5, and there's only 6, so it's going to be a fairly short video. But the number 5 question in the worksheet, okay, on this tool that I've given you to use is, how would you cope with the worst case scenario? How would you cope? What do you think your reaction would be if this worry was to manifest into a reality? Okay. How would you cope? What could you do to build up your coping skills now before this may or may not happen, but to be prepared ahead of time? Okay. Um, it's really important to know that ahead of time. Is, how would you cope with this worry becoming a reality? Okay. And number 6, and this is all on the worksheet that I've provided for you in the link below. How can you reassure yourself? That's number 6, question mark. How can you reassure yourself? That goes, that kind of encompasses all of the previous 5 questions. Okay. When you go through what are you worrying about? How terrible is it? How likely is it to happen? And you go through these steps and you answer the questions honestly. What's the worst that could happen if this does happen to me in my life? Um, and how would you cope with it? All of those questions are giving you steps, giving you options to record on paper, put down on paper a plan to manage and overcome this worry that you have, or worries. There may be more than one. Okay. You can use the sheet for every single one of them. Okay. You can use that worksheet for every single one, make copies of it, whatever you want to do. But the first 5 questions really gets you, it gets you in a place, it prepares you for the inevitable, or it prepares you for the possibility of this thing that you're worrying about. It's preparing you to handle it and manage it if it does happen. You got this. Okay, you've got this. You have things written down. You have a go-to list that you can take action on, and you can and address it. You can address it, and in a positive, proactive way, preemptive way, before it gets out of control. So thinking about the worry in a future tense, thinking about it in the future, not in the present like it's already happened. Because if it's already happened, you would already be in the middle of the chaos, the catastrophe, right? So it hasn't happened yet, but you're worrying about it. You're concerned about it. Okay. And the biggest thing to overcoming worry is to be prepared and to be ready to take it on, to manage it, overcome it, and deal with it and move on. Move on with our goals and our dreams, okay? And our hero's journey, all right? If you've been watching the channel. So the last question is, how can you reassure yourself? By answering the previous 5 questions, you will have a list of things that you write down, possibilities, options, things that you put on the worksheet that will give you a game plan, will give you things, items, solutions, things that you are going to use, okay, to reassure yourself and to keep yourself strong and to keep yourself focused and to conquer worry or to overcome worry. And with each and every worry, if you identify it, you go through these 6 questions, you answer them, you come up with solutions before it actually does happen, because it may not even happen. And if it does not happen, that's perfect. If it doesn't happen, you still have a game plan and you're still prepared and you're still ready for it. Because if one worry doesn't manifest into reality, trust me, we'll have other worries come up in our lives. And then you're ready. And then you're ready to go through that worksheet again and get yourself ready to stay strong and to manage and overcome worry. So that's it. Those are the 6. Um, like I said, they are written out, and the worksheet that's at the Google link. Okay, when you go there, the worksheet will actually give you some written context, give you kind of a description of each of the 6 questions, and it'll give you ideas and things to actually write down and things to actually do when answering those 6 questions. So the worksheet is very helpful. I would suggest that you use it for this worry or any other worries that you may have in the future. But definitely check it out. It'll be in the link below at the Google Doc. And be ready and be prepared and be strong and overcome worry. And I hope this tool will help you. And I think it will. So that's it. I want to thank you for joining me this week's video. On Wednesday, I'll have a short telling you what we're going to talk about next Sunday, and I'll be back next Sunday with another video on the Black and White Life Coaching channel. I'm Brad Richard. I'm a certified master life coach, and I want to thank you once again for joining me, and I'll end like I always do. Take care of yourself, love and take care of your little guy or little gal, because they need you more than you can imagine. So until next week, take care. Bye for now.